Aries, welcome to August. I hope that it is a good, prosperous month for you. We're going to do 6 cards only. We're going to look specifically at advice, but obviously take it as an opinion. Just because the cards say do something doesn't mean you have to do it. Use your common sense. We're going to look in the areas of romance, family, relationship, but we're also going to look at finances, career, and we'll do a general as well. Let's calm ourselves and relax and be open to whatever your higher self wishes to talk to you about for the month of August. Right, going to part the cards, and these are where you are, and this is the advice for each of the segments of relationships, general and finances and career. But I completely forgot to do an oracle card. Let's see what the oracle cards have got for you specifically, Aries. I've been shuffling so much I've actually hurt my thumb. And I'm trying to do it without hurting it. Yikes. Anyway, gosh. Okay, anyway, let's cut the cards. So for you, Aries, your card this month, Warrior Woman. And we have blokes, so it can be a warrior man as well. But it's, have you answered your deepest calling? So it's asking you to go within this month and reassess your life and see what it is that you yearn for and yearn after, and what are you doing about receiving that? You know, because you have to be proactive. Now let me ask another one from my particular higher self, and let's see what his input, because it always feels like a he to me, but let's see what his input is before we go any further. There's something really in the air, and I'm doing these readings a little bit early. Wanted to catch them for the 1st of August. But I wanted to give you my own undivided attention. Hotline. So you have the hotline to your own higher self or your guide or whatever it is where you seek your own wisdom. Let me just dwell on these for a bit. I mean, really these 2 cards are the cheesiest pair you could get. You know, you've got the hotline here, which is being made available to you. Well, we know that. And it's asking you, you know, have you answered? What are you doing to answer your deepest calling in life? But I think if we look deeper than that, when we talk about a deep calling, it's something that brings not only nourishment to our soul, but also it's about looking at areas you know. For instance, I tell you what comes to mind. I think about Dolores Cannon and various other people that talk about the fact that when we go back to wherever we started out from, we wanted to accomplish something on earth. That was our calling. Not, you know, start a new business or start your own business. That's not a calling. The calling for that is doing something on your own, from your own flourishing. Is that, have I said that word? To me, the calling is you pushing yourself to the extremes, getting over procrastination, doing things in spite of either being either being fearful initially, or just pushing yourself to do it in spite of circumstances. That's the calling, not the physical material world that we're on. And people get mistaken about that. They think that a calling is something purely physical, and it's not. It's about so for instance, you could have a calling to be a famous painter or a famous artist. I would say that's more about tapping into that spiritual place where you are in tune with your higher self. And in the artistic world, that can be done through singing, not just painting. It can be done through even jogging. You know, there's some things that we do which help us to be attuned to our higher self, and it's the best place to be. So have a think on that. Don't know why I'm supposed to tell you that, but there you go. Right, so let's move forward then. So in the area of romance and family, friends, we have the 9, which is fulfillment. It's a fruition of sorts, but it's also a completion. 9 is, you can see he's kind of finished the battle. He is still got a little bit, he's still got something within him, but 9 is finished because he's holding on to that last wand before the 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands are about a start of a new cycle, believe it or not, but it is. But with all the energy and appreciation of the energies that it takes to be a survivor, takes to be competitive, takes to be bold and confident and passionate. When you have the 10 of Wands, that is about, okay, I've got that with me. I'm going to go forward now into a new area, but with all of that experience behind me of knowing what it's like to be ambitious, to know what it's like to have, you know, some sort of initiative and just go for it. But here he's done, he's gained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's got to the 9 and it's like, yes, I'm there. So you've obviously accumulated with Wands, which is all about that energy. So what is the advice for where you are right now? It's competition and chaos. I actually didn't look at this card before I said it. So this is my conflict promoting change card. It's combative, it's competitive, it's Leo. So it is all about what I want, when I want it, how I want it, and kind of getting into the fray. So it's asking you to get in there, get in that fray, because you're nearly close to the beginning of a new cycle. So there's possibly some energy here that, you know, you kind of come to the end of it now, but it's okay, because this chaos, 5s always bring about change. So this isn't about emotions, guys. This is about that get up and go, to go and do something. So where in your life do you have to have that get up and go? You know, this is almost like, you know, when you get, you pour yourself, I don't know, you pour yourself some soup. What do? You give it a stir. This is stirring it up. Why is it stirring it up? Because it needs it. The lumps have all fallen to the bottom. Probably there's some cream on top, and you want to circulate it around a bit. You have to stir things up, fives, in order to probably whisk up and get to 10, which is the beginning of something. You could be right now in a situation where you've kind of you've lost a bit of get up and go, and this is saying, okay, here's an opportunity. I want you to get up and go. I want you to look around. I want you to do something different. It could be things with marriage, a boyfriend, girlfriend. It could be something to do with friends. You know, mix it up a bit. Mix it up. Okay. We'll do general in a minute. I don't do reverses. So wow. So you've got 5 here. Right, so with the 5, this is someone who takes care of themselves. They look after themselves. This is, again, 5, conflict bringing change. So something is happening where you're having to look after yourself. And there's an awful lot of tiredness that goes on when you're in this state, because it's almost like fight and flight. This is kind of my fight and flight card, the 5 of Swords. Because it's high cortisol, it's of the mind with a certain amount, not stress involved in this, but you could say it could be a stress card, because this person is going to win no matter what, because they have to. And he may be grinning here. I don't tend to like the grin. What I see is someone who wants something, living by the seat of their pants. Living by the side, live by the sword, die by the sword. You know, that sort of scenario. I don't know what this is about with career and finances. This is your typical living from bread. You know, this is the stress that goes with living from one month to the next. Or it can be a high, sort of stressful work experience, and you're, you know, you're living off the adrenaline. You know, that's that sort of card. Or it could just be watching the pennies and, you know, having to make those tough decisions, whatever it is. Or it could be just you're in a stressful environment at work where it is stressful. Whatever that is, the advice, lovely, is the 8. This is mastery. It wants you to master something. There's something that needs to be accomplished. Okay, it's an action card. And some people often say, well, something coming towards you. But I kind of see the the wands, because the wands are all about energy level. So when you've got that 8 of wands coming, you've got growth. You've got like sudden growth. Or it could be asking you to be courageous. Or it could be asking you to use some willpower. Yes, it looks like she's drawn it so that something's coming in thick and fast. And it can be seen as a karma card. But I'm kind of I'm going with courage. I'm going with courage. And keep going with your willpower. Just keep moving forward. That's what I get. Keep going forward. Right, so in general then, what do we have? We've got the card of many things, but definitely boundaries. Boundaries are up here. But then again, you're an Aries. The boundaries are up. you're kind of flying on adrenaline, and it tends to be there, and it's asking you to kind of loosen up a little bit, because we have the cups. We've got 2 cups here, Queen of Cups, and we have the 7 of Cups. So this is about making decisions, looking at what really, you know, and I'm getting from this, oh God, what's that word? It's a D. Is it a D? Be discerning of what you actually want right now. Be discerning in the time that you have to do what you know, your spare time, do what it is that you actually want. Some people view the 7 of Cups as kind of being a bit wishy-washy, but I don't. I see it as a time of reflection, choices to be made, and you're in your head here a little bit, and you've got energy pushing you forward, and you've got all of that, but where's time for a bit of illusion? Where's time to let your imagination go a bit? You know, this is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is she's got her boundaries. She's not as relaxed as the King of Cups. King of Cups is nothing phases him, where Queen of Cups, this is more about somebody who's emotionally stable. Yes, she has her boundaries set, and she is aware of her subconscious feelings, and you could say she's fertile as well, but it's asking you here to go further, go deeper, because with 7s it's always about, these are my teen cards. 7 is always my teens, and sometimes we have to remember that we're all young at heart. If you're not already young, you're young at heart, and sometimes it's good to put the brakes on a bit and just stop. And like we've got here, you know, have you actually answered your deep calling? Do you know and taken time to reflect on why you think you came to this interesting place we call the earthly experience? What is the actual calling? And so many people are, over the last 3 years, have actually totally done a 180, and they've changed the way that they want to live their life. You know, let's say they were in the rat race, now they've bought a homestead. They're in a homestead, now they've gone, sold everything up, and they're traveling around Europe or something. You know, people have really reevaluated. And this for me is reevaluation. So it's asking you to reevaluate and look at the reason. What did you want to learn when you were born, you know, or before you were born and you were reincarnated down here? What was the plan? Find out what the plan was. All right, thank you. If you're still listening, give us a thumbs up, because it really helps my channel. Give me a thumbs down. It's absolutely fine. It still helps my channel. Helps me to be seen by other people. Helps the algorithms. All right, bye Aries. Hopefully see you in September.